I finally had the opportunity to go visit an Indian village, which is about 30 miles, 35, 40 miles south of the capital of Paramaribo. The first 20, 30 miles of country from the coast in is all mud valleys. Then finally it starts to ascend into what they call the savannas, which is basically sand. This village is on the Suriname River and was built on a hill, or is built on a hill, it's still there. And it belongs to the Indians that have been living there for many years. My distant relative Harriet is documenting all this verbally because they did not write anything down, so all history is transferred by stories. I'm arranging for a recorder for her so she can document all the stories that she was able to listen and then start documenting it in writing. The main road that heads to the village is in fairly good shape. The only bad spot we hit is when we get onto the area of Suriname where they mine the bauxite for aluminum, and because of the trucks and the heavy traffic, the road is pretty beat up. Once you pass that spot, the road is pretty good, and then you start to turn off to head to the river, which is basically heading east, and that road is pretty good. We start seeing the villages and on the side of the road. They're all Indian villages, and as you can see, they are a combination of regular stone buildings as well as huts made out of trees and bamboos and palm stalks. And then at a certain point, about maybe 3-4 miles, we turn off and head for the village. The road then starts to become pretty beaten up. It's not been completed. The government is finishing, but they ran out of funds. And so it's avoiding potholes, around potholes, in potholes. But long story short, we finally come to the bridge that crosses the river. Once we get over the bridge, you start to see the villages again on the left and right hand side of the building here, a building there. And we pass the sign that's called Yoda Savannah, or Jewish Savannah, where the Jews had a plantation built in 1664. There are still ruins there. Unfortunately, the homes burnt down. They were never rebuilt. But the ruins, the brick ruins of the synagogue are still there. The gravestones are still there. And there's some other evidence of the Jewish village there, the Jewish town. Apparently it had about 500 inhabitants. But anyway, finally we turn off and we come to the village called Pierre Kondre, which is named after Pierre. And as you can see, we come to the big, if you want to call it a tent or structure that was built out of palm leaves. Very high ceiling, very high roof to keep it cool. And everybody hangs out in hammocks and just has a good time. We were there to celebrate the birthday of Francine, who is Harriet's sister, younger sister. You can see a combination of new and older structure, like the bathrooms new, but also the main hut or the main living room. Here I'm sitting with Harriet and her cousin. And then the government donated this building, which is sort of a community center where they have events. It's a nicely built building. It's got toilets. It's got all the basic facilities there. Yeah, it's pretty nice, and it's done in block again with the Suriname wood as louvers, which ventilate throughout, the building. As you can see, they're built out of the Suriname wood. Very hard wood. Notched into the wood, and then again you see one of the structures built out of the palm leaves, the whole structure, and then you'll see a new house. The Indians are not allowed to own the land. They can only own their building. The elders have to approve any building they build, but there's no ownership of land. The property belongs to the whole Indian tribe. Then we are hanging out under the trees, and here we're kind of celebrating the birthday of Francine. Here she is, and she is inhabitant of the village. I don't remember how old she's, over 60, 63 or 64, I'm not sure. But as you can see, this was a celebration for her. All the family came. Now here you can see me hanging out in a hammock. Everybody hangs out in a hammock, takes a nap or relaxes. They're very comfortable. These hammocks are no longer made by the Indians. They're made in Brazil and brought up to Suriname. And then here's Harriet. And Harriet is the one that invited me down to the village. It's very sweet of her. And then here you have family. Harriet's daughter with the kids. And this is the background music by the group that you hear in the background. And here they're singing happy birthday to her, to Francine, in Suriname language, English, Dutch, everything combined. They baked her a cake, and she's very happy. There you go, everybody's singing happy birthday, lighting the candles. Happy birthday. That's her daughter, her children. Again, the same way, another dialect. Hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, happy birthday. Finally, a piece of cake. Having a little fun. They smear some of her on her nose. Here we have another living room structure, as you can see, with a TV in the background.